Hey everybody, this is my purple spotted gudgeon tank, and lately I've been working on trying to get the lighting sorted out. So if you've been following along with the saga, you know that I replaced my cheap little strip lighting that I had on here with some LED retrofit T8 tubes, and I got them from Walmart. They're the Great Value brand, but I was having issues with the 2700K tubes. I was trying to light the tank a little more softly and put a little more of those earth tones in there, some reds, with the lower color temperature, the 2700K tube. But I was having issues, and I still honestly do not know what those issues were. I don't know everything about LEDs, but I know the basics of how they work. And I don't know why a different color temperature would make any difference whatsoever. It's really shouldn't change anything. It's just the phosphor that they put on the chip is the only thing that really should change the color temperature. So why I was having issues with those 2700K tubes and not the 5000K tubes is a bit of a mystery. But I did a lot of testing. I did a lot of swapping out of tubes and moving them around and trying this tube and that fixture and that tube and this fixture. And it's absolutely 100% positively got something to do with the 2700K tubes. Every tube I had a problem with was the 2700K tube, and every single 2700K tube I tried, I had problems with. I never found a single fixture that they worked properly in. They either lit up and then fried, or they didn't light up at all, or they would light up and flash and come on occasionally and then go back off. So I don't know what it is with the 2700K tubes, but I burned up 2 ballasts and went through 3 of the tubes before I finally just gave up on them altogether. And I purchased another one of the 5000K cool white tubes, and I put it on this tank. So now we've got 2 2-foot tubes on here. That is 2 retrofitted T8 tubes that are actually LEDs, but just appear to be a T8 fluorescent tube at first glance. And that is only 20 watts of electricity lighting this tank. So tremendous amount of light for very low wattage. It doesn't generate very much in the way of heat. Certainly not anything the way the fluorescent tubes that I had up there were generating heat. Not that that was an issue, but all that heat is wasted electricity, and this is much more efficient. Even with the 2 tubes I had on there, the little I'm thinking back to my original 2 of the 2-foot T5 fluorescent tubes, which is what these replaced. Those were 32 watt tubes, I believe. So I've gone from 64 watts down to 20 watts, and I think the tank is at least equally as well lit, if not much brighter, for roughly 1/3 the amount of wattage. So I'm really happy with that. I did want to take a moment to show you the ballast. I talked about this. Well, first let me show you what I've got going on the top here. This is the 3-foot fixture. It's a standard aquarium hood fixture. Actually, hang on one moment now that I've got the original visual out of the way. Let me put you on pause here, and I'm going to turn the overhead light on, the LED, the bright LED, so we can actually see what we're looking at up here. So hang on half a second. And now we can see a little more clearly. So this fixture here is a standard aquarium hood. It is a 3-foot fixture, but it only takes a 2-foot tube. So you can see there's a lot of empty space there on the end. So that tube that looks just like a standard 5000K fluorescent tube is actually an LED that's only generating or only drawing 10 watts. So I burned the ballast out in the other one of these fixtures by trying to put the 2700K tube in it. So what I wound up having to do was take an old fixture that I had put together myself years ago, and this is actually an under cabinet light that you can see is meant to be mounted under a cabinet, obviously, and you can't lay it flat on its face with the light shining down. It has to be mounted from behind. So I've basically just taped it to a piece of foam board and then made myself a little hood So what I would like to do, not that I really, it doesn't really matter, but as soon as I cover this back up, you can't even tell that that's not a real hood under there, and you never would have known about it had I not pointed that out to you. But I would like to put a real hood back on there because I want to use that under cabinet fixture for the original purpose I got it for, which was to light my work area. So right now I'm kind of borrowing that to get my aquarium lit. In the meantime, this is the little ballast that comes in these fixtures, and the 18-inch tubes, or the 2-foot fixtures, which takes an 18-inch tube, it's the exact same ballast. So I've looked these up on Amazon. I'll actually put a link down below in case you've got an aquarium fixture that the ballast has burned out. The replacement, these 3-foot replacement hoods are $50, and this replacement ballast is 10 or 11 or something like that. So I'm probably going to get a ballast or two and fix my broken fixtures, and then I'll be back up and running with plenty of light here on my aquariums. So that's about all I've got for tonight. It's already getting kind of late. I haven't even fed the fish or had my own dinner or anything yet. I will give you a little bit of a decent look at my gudgeon here. He was getting all excited when I first came in. He was thinking it was dinner time, and then got really disappointed that all I was doing was shooting some video, and now he's just kind of hanging out in the corner again. But for a few minutes there, he was dashing and swimming around and thinking he was going to get some dinner, so he probably still is. And I will leave you with a little bit of a teaser for a video I'll be having coming up very soon. I apologize if you're getting tired of these LED aquarium lighting videos, but I've been on kind of a relighting some of my tanks kick. And while I was looking for lights for this tank, I found some fixtures that I think are going to work really well for my black ghost knifefish tank. Squeaker came in to join us. Meow. I'm going to say hi. So I found some fixtures that I'm really excited about. I think they're going to work really well on my black ghost knifefish tank. My black ghost knifefish tank is very well lit. I've got 4 high output T5 tubes on there, and it's cranking out almost 160 watts of electricity, or I should say it's drawing almost 160 watts of electricity to light my black ghost knifefish tank. And I will leave you with just a last little bit of a look at it. And I'm not going to show you the fixtures I've got for it yet, but this is the original lighting. This is 4 high output T5 tubes, and I have found some LEDs that are going to replace these. So in a day or two, when I get around to getting this tank cleaned up, I'll get that bubble stone out of there and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go ahead and shoot a video about changing the lighting over on this tank. So we'll do a nice before and after, and we'll see what kind of difference we can get between the LEDs and the T5 high outputs that we've got on here now. So make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss that or anything else I've got coming up. You never know what it's going to be with me, although in this case you do know it's going to be a video about some lights on my black ghost knifefish tank here. So thanks for watching this one again, and I will see you real soon on the next one.